Good evening, everyone from Karachi, Pakistan. I'm Rahmat Empowerment Wala, lead facilitator, night shift class, Rehan School Online Academy, and I'm also the coordinator of this GupShup session with Rehan School students. I welcome all of you who are in our session, in Zoom session, and all those who are watching us through our YouTube live streaming at Rehan School Online Academy. Thank you so much for your presence, and I hope we are going to have a wonderful GupShup session. As today, we have Mr. Kirk Hazlett from Dublin, Georgia, and he's our guest for tonight. And I thank him from bottom of my heart that he has given us his precious time to be here and chit chat with us and our students to give them exposure and make them learn more. So, Mr. Kirk Hazlett, thank you so much for your time and presence. Welcome to Rehan School GupShup session.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here. I'm looking forward to meeting everyone and sharing some insights, experiences, maybe some advice, and answering questions. I really like to answer questions, so we can go ahead from there. So
We will, Mr. Hazlett. Thank you so much. But at the start, I would love if you introduce yourself for us and for our audience a little bit, so they can have a better idea whom they are, in a conversation with.
who is that guy? Greetings, I'm Kirk Hazlett, and in a nutshell, I am a someone who was lost and found his way. And that's probably the easiest way to say it. And I am a now a retired public relations professor. Before I got into that field, I was a public relations professional and worked there. So I have sadly about 50 years of experience on both sides there. But here's the thing, and for talking to you folks, this is something, a message I would like to get across. When I was your age, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do. And I was actually thinking last night about remembering as I was a senior in high school, getting ready to go to college. During the summers, I would work, do different types of work. And I had an opportunity to work. I was born and raised in Georgia, here in the United States, and to work for the state highway department, department, building highways and bridges. And I was a summer intern learning stuff, and it was exciting. I loved doing it. So I decided, oh, I will go to college and I will major in engineering and become an engineer. I was accepted at the university, started studying, and it took me about 2 weeks into the first quarter of the year to realize that I really do not like engineering. But I stuck with it and made it through the year. Unfortunately, managed to fail several courses and decided that I would change my major to English because I loved reading, I loved writing. But I also did another summer internship with the engineering department in Georgia. Still loved it, but so I wound up my major, my focus was 18th century British literature. What was I going to do? I had no idea, but I thought maybe a professor somewhere teaching literature. Okay. I graduated in 1968. Think about your history. In 1968, there was a little thing going on over in Asia called the Vietnam War. The little town that I grew up in Georgia, very small country town, it was a tradition. You did your military service. So I thought about it and I said, well, I really don't think I want to join the army because apparently they take guns and shoot at people. Navy sounded interesting, but I'm not real comfortable on boats. So I'll join the Air Force. What could they possibly? I can't fly. I don't know how to fly an airplane, so I'm not going to have to worry about doing anything for that part. So I joined the Air Force, went for my basic training. While I was in basic training, I was called in for an interview talking about teaching English because I had a degree in literature, English, and it was exciting. You'll be teaching people how to speak English. How cool is that? Then I remembered I should ask this question. Oh, where will I be teaching English? Vietnam. Okay. So anyway, finished my basic training, spent 2 years in Vietnam for the Air Force, teaching English as a second language to the Vietnamese military. Was enjoying my military career, if you will, because when I came back to the United States, I was no longer teaching English. I was in other kinds of audiovisual services, helping, and I was doing a lot of outreach, communication. And I decided, well, I don't think my English degree is going to be very helpful. I get a business degree. And where I'm going, this is how you find your way. Now, when I started working on my second degree, business degree, by this time I had 6 years in the Air Force. I had been in the Philippines, several bases in the United States, and started studying business management. Had to take an elective. This is a course you choose what you want to study. It's usually outside of your major. And speaking as a longtime college student slash professional, you always try to find the easiest course you can take for the elective because you want to have a good grade somewhere. And there was a course called Introduction to Public Relations. And I read the description and I go, I can do this one. This is easy. So I signed up for the course. Then I got the book and I started reading the book in advance. And I go, oh my goodness, this is what I have been doing for 6 years in the Air Force. I just didn't know that's what it was called. So completely changed my focus, went ahead and finished my business degree. The university did not have a public relations specialty, but they did have a marketing. So I have a Bachelor of Science in Business, and I also have a master's degree, an MBA with a marketing focus. But where I'm going here was, I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And as I went through everything, I was able to figure this out. Now, what I did not have that you folks have is your faculty members, people you can turn to ask questions. And this is the advice I give today to everyone, is talk to people, ask questions. Don't just, and if you've never read this, I was talking about this yesterday. One of my favorite books, and if you've never read it, please do. It's called Alice in Wonderland. And it's the story of a young woman who is making her way through life. And one section sticks in my head all the time. Alice is walking down the road, going somewhere, and she comes to a fork in the road. Two paths. What do I do? Where do I go? And she looked up in the tree and there was a cat, a Cheshire cat. She said, Cheshire cat, which road should I take? And the cat said, well, it depends very much on where you want to go. Well, it doesn't really matter. Then either fork will take you there. What I'm saying here, figure out where you want to go. And how do you do this? You talk to people. If you find yourself interested in something, and I wish I go back and talk about my very, very first degree. I love to write. I wrote, and obviously with literature courses and that you were always writing. But the interesting thing was my professors would say, okay, write 20 pages about the fact that the sun came up this morning. And my colleagues would go back to their rooms and they would just work and work and work and work. And they'd write 20, 25 pages about the sun coming up. I would write maybe 10 pages, double spaced, wide margins. They would get B's. I would get A's. I never thought about this, but then I realized that I knew how to tell the story, tell it quickly, make it interesting, and get out of the way. What does that sound like from my perspective? That is a public relations professional. We get a call from the media, from reporters. They say, oh, we'd like to talk to you about this. Fine. Don't waste their time. Tell the story, move on. But that's a lesson learned. I learned this, and I wish, once again, I'm looking at each and every one of you and saying, talk to people, network, connect with people in areas that you are interested in. I grew up in a very, very small town. We had absolutely that many, 0 public relations people in my hometown. I had never heard of it. But I had always been interested in reading newspapers. So if I had known, I would have, because the English department at the University of Georgia, where I got my first degree, the English department was here. The journalism department was literally right next door. You walk out one door, you walk into the other building. I wish my professors had said, Kirk, go talk to the people in the community, in the journalism department, because you're a good writer. That's where you belong. But okay, so I've told you a whole lot about how I got where I am today. My career, in the Air Force, I spent 8 years, really enjoyed what I was doing, but it wasn't, I could not get an assignment someplace that was exciting anymore because I worked at some of the top commands for the Air Force. So I decided, okay, I'll get out of the Air Force. What am I going to do? I'm reading the newspaper one day and there's an advertisement. United States Army Training and Doctrine Command looking for public affairs, public relations, interns, paid money. I applied. Started working now instead of active duty military, now I'm civil service, civilian employee for the United States Army in the career field that I chose, public affairs. It was it. I knew I was home. So finished the internship, and it goes into, and I was asked this question yesterday, and I'll talk about it a little bit now. Mentor, someone who has experience, expertise in an area that you're interested in. Find that person and ask him or her to be your mentor, to help you be the Cheshire Cat up in the tree. When you have a question, here's someone you can go to and ask that question. Today, in my position with the Public Relations Society of America, I am a mentor for up-and-coming public relations professionals. They contact me, say, Kirk, can we talk? I just have questions. And I help them with the process. Why is it important? Here's an example. When I finished my internship training, I was given my first assignment in Massachusetts. I'll give the name. It was just so we get it, say it here. It was the United States Army Intelligence School. We were an accredited institution, a school, teaching young soldiers military intelligence activities, and that's enough of that. But 3,000 staff, faculty, and students, 3,000. And I am the public affairs officer in charge of all the communication for this institution. And one day I'm in my office and all of a sudden I realize, oh my, do I know what I'm doing? What do I do next? Where do I go? I'm sitting, all these questions going through my mind, and my telephone rings. I answered the telephone. Kirk, this is Clinton Parks. Clint Parks was my mentor when I was coming up through the training program for the Army. He taught me everything I needed to know in the very, very beginning and always answered questions. I just went, ah. And he said, I just wanted to see how you're doing. That's what mentors do. They're there for you when you need them. Sometimes they know when you need them, but they're there. So, we don't walk around with a big tag on our shirt saying, hi, I'm Kirk, I'm a mentor. But if it's someone that a faculty member, or anyone, it doesn't have to be faculty, it could be a friend of the family, someone that you feel that you can talk to, turn to them. Now, if you are interested in a particular area, say example, I'll stay with public relations. If you're interested in public relations, look around your community. Who is there who is a public relations professional? Connect with them. Ask them. One last, I keep giving examples everywhere, and you can always tell me to stop if I'm going too fast here. My wife and I, after we had worked in Massachusetts for about 20 years, we decided the economy was terrible. There were no jobs. I was let go. I was laid off from the agency where I was working. Her company declared bankruptcy. So neither of us had a job. Now we're in Massachusetts. It snows in Massachusetts. She doesn't like snow. Where could we go? She's from Asia. I'm from Georgia. Where could we go and be as far away as possible from both sets of parents, but still be in the United States? Hawaii. So I looked up, I did some research, connected with people in Hawaii, and this is where I go. Out of the clear blue, hi, I'm Kirk Hazlett. I'm not asking you for a job. I just need your advice. The first round, and this was back in the day when you actually took a piece of paper and you wrote on it. I wrote to about 25 people. I'm Kirk, just would like your advice. A friend who I made during the contacts there shared my letter with other people. 30 people wrote back to me and said, sounds like you know what you're doing. If you're going to make a move, make it now. Call me when you get here. Well, I'm on the telephone the next day, calling all these people. We left February 2nd, 1992, arrived in Hawaii. I had already 25 interviews scheduled. Informational interviews, not job interviews, informational interviews. I'm starting brand new. I don't know one single person in that state at that time. Within 3 months, I had met, well, what I would do is I would meet with someone. Thank you so much for meeting with me. It's been wonderful. You've really helped me to understand. Can you give me the names of 5 more people I should be talking to? Within 3 months' time, I had talked to almost 300 public relations professionals in Hawaii. Had 3 job offers and wound up accepting the best job of my entire professional career. Yes.
I hate to interrupt you, Mr. Hazlett, but I think students are getting very impatient to ask questions from you. They want to learn more from you.
Thank you. And I was afraid I go off and talk too much. That's where I was. I segued very quickly, into teaching, and for the last 20 years I've been teaching public relations. But please ask questions. I apologize for talking too much as I
No, not at all, not at all. It was wonderful to hear you. But at the same time, we want students to tell you I just everyone raise your hands. If you have any question, I'll take one by one. Your question should be quick and easy, and I hope Mr. Hazlett would answer them in a very quick manner also. So, Ahmed ChatGPT wala, please introduce yourself first, a quick introduction, and then ask Mr. Hazlett your question.
Okay, so hey, my name is Ahmed Chiajipatiwala, and I am level 1 student at Rehan School Online Academy, and I'm 13 years old, and my nickname in class they call me as ChatGPT, or sometimes I have one facilitator, Kesser, Education Wali, so she called me GPT. So I'm just as assistant facilitator for Maria. I just conduct coding session that is for 1 hour at the end. So I have one question to you, that what advice would you give to young students who want to work in media or PR?
That's an excellent question. And this is it. This is again, which fork in the road should I take? Talk to people. Literally decide, say, if you say media, do you want to be in radio? Do you want to be in television? Where do you want to be? Go talk to people who work in that particular area, see what it sounds like. What advice do they have? What did they wish they had known when they started in the field themselves? But again, this is networking, and that's an excellent question. I'm glad you asked it. Don't be afraid. That's what we, the professionals, are here for, is to help you get a start here. So talk to them, ask them, and you may find out when you're talking to them, ooh, I don't think I really want to do that. But you don't know until you ask. And it's best to see the environment where they are working, because it may or may not be what you're comfortable with. I hope, does that answer your question a little bit there?
Yeah, thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ahmed, for your wonderful question and introduction. And
And
thank you so much,
I want
Mr.
to
Hazlett.
add something.
Please
So
go
sorry
ahead.
for interrupting you, Sir Ahmed. So like your life is very inspiring.
Well, thank you. I'd like to say that I've planned everything, but I haven't. It just happens. And I've been very, very, very fortunate to have people, once again, have people who offer help when I need it. And this is called getting to know people. Get out of your shell and be willing to meet with people. And as I say,
Thank you for information.
thank you.
So you can meet right person at the right time, right, Mr. Hazlett?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, the next Talha Confidence Wala, please introduce yourself and then ask question.
Okay, so hello, my name is Muhammad. My name is Talha Sola. I am student at Rehan School on Academy. From this year for best class, I live in Islamabad. I am 10 years old. So I have an question. So my question is, when did you start working in public relations?
When did I start in public relations? It's officially I started in 1978, or 77, I'm sorry, 1977. But for 6 years before that, while I was in the Air Force, I was doing public relations. I just didn't know that's what it was. But when I took my job with the United States Army, it was officially public affairs, intern public affairs specialist public relations. But sometimes you're doing it, you just don't know that's what it's called.
Thank
Okay,
you
so
so
thank
much.
you.
Thank you, Talha. Thank you, Mr. Hazlett. Mr. Hazlett, if you are wondering why there are so many Walas and Walis at the end of the name, so let me tell you this, that this Wala concept is from Mr. Rehan Alawala. It's similar to Peter Diamandis' massive transformative purpose, which is called MTP. So it's a mission or a goal which every student is being assigned, and he or she has been working on it, learning on that way of life, and to solve that problem, or to be at their best on that one particular issue or path. So that's our Wala and Walis here. So everybody is here learning something to solve some problems, and to make a better world for the upcoming generations.
Thank you. I thought that might be what it was, but it's fascinating. This is terrific.
Absolutely. Okay, let's take another question. Ibrahim Tradewala. Ibrahim, please introduce yourself and ask a quick question.
So my name is Ibrahim Tradewala. I'm from Rehan Online Academy, second batch student. So I learned in this school. Sorry, yeah. So my question is, when did you start your journey in this session, or like in this world? Like we can say that.
When you're asking when did I start in public relations?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, it was unofficially probably 1970, officially 1977 when I formally started studying public affairs for the United States Army. But sometimes you're doing something, a profession, you don't, as I say, I literally did not know that's what it was called. Today I do. And I'm so glad that I stumbled into it. It was an accident, but a very happy accident.
But Ibrahim, if you are interested in learning how he started his journey, and when did he start his journey in this world, so we'll get to know his birth date then. Mr. Hazlett, are you okay to share your birthday to him?
Sharing what is it we need to know?
He just said, when did you start your journey in this world? So I said that in a joking way, that if he wants to learn your journey, start your journey. So we will get to know your birthday then. Thank you, Ibrahim. Thank you so much. M. Farik, Leadership Wala. Please introduce yourself and ask a quick question.
मेरा नाम फारिक है और मैं my name
Farik,
is
can we speak English here, Farik? Can we?
okay.
Thank you.
My name is Mohammed Farouk Lal Ahmed. Where my question is
Okay, Farik, ask your question in Urdu and I'll translate for Mr. Hazlett. Oh, if you're comfortable in Urdu.
yes.
Please ask in Urdu and I'll translate. Oh.
मेरा क्वेश्चन है
Okay, fine. Don't take stress. Just relax, okay? Don't take stress. Just relax. I'll come back to you, okay? Prepare yourself and I'll come back to you, okay? Just easy, just easy. Okay. So next we have Salva leadership value. Salva, good to have you here. Please introduce yourself and then ask question.
Hi, I'm Salva Leadership Valley, and I'm from Pakistan, Muzaffarabad, and today my question from you is that what does being a member of the PRSA College of Fellows mean to you personally and professionally?
That is an excellent question, and this is something. But for as you go through your professional life, and I always encourage students and others to join, become part of, and participate in, don't just belong to, support organizations. The Public Relations Society of America is one of the largest organizations for professionals in the public relations field. The College of Fellows is a sort of a specialized section for those of us who have, it sounds terrible to say it like this, who have made important contributions to the profession, and so to me, it is a recognition that what I have done throughout my professional life and personal life matters, has made a difference for other people. The College of Fellows, we really, really reach out to and try to support new and veteran members of our society. But don't just join, be involved. Do your best to support in whatever way. So the College of Fellows is, as I say, we really try to increase the value of membership in a professional organization. Does that help a little bit?
Yeah, that does. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Salva, and thank you so much, Mr. Hazlett, for answering. Yes, next is Mazam Adnan. Please introduce yourself and then ask your question.
Okay, so my name is Noor. Hi, my name is Mazam Adnan Bisnaswala, student at Rehan School Online Academy. I am from Faisalabad and I'm 10 years old, English student. So I have a question. How has the PR industry evolved over the years, especially with the rise of digital media?
You're saying, how has the public relations profession evolved? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Mr. Hazlett.
I
Yes.
just want to make sure I'm clear on what is that. For the basic, what we do in public relations has not changed a lot. It's the same from the very, very beginning. What has changed is the way we do it. In the very early years, public relations was very much one person having conversations. Today we have social media. Hello, we're all sitting here on Zoom and having a good time talking about things.
WhatsApp call Kamini.
I'm sorry.
Apologies, Mr. Hazlett. Please continue.
Actually, no, this is not a problem. But it's, as I say, the basic skills, the basic requirements, the basic demands are the same. How we do it. When I began my career in public relations, we had one way to communicate with media, and that was on the telephone, talking to people. Today, I stay in touch with media representatives literally all over the world Twitter, Facebook, pick a platform. We communicate. If they have a question, they ask me, Kirk, what do you think? Or if I have a suggestion about something they're doing, here's what I think. So it's, again, basic skills. There's going to be the same here. How you make it happen change dramatically. Does that help a little
Thank
bit?
you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Hazlett. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mozum, for your wonderful question. Next is Aisha AI Wali. Aisha, please introduce yourself and ask questions.
Yeah, hey. My name is Aisha Naveed and I'm 12 years old and I'm living in Saudi Arabia, the mom. And Mr. Hazlett, I just wanted to ask this question, you can say for months after joining high school to an expert communicator, public communicator. So how can someone become a confident speaker, especially if they're shy?
So I think, how can someone become
A confident speaker, especially when they're shy?
Well, I will say this, and just so you know, I am myself an introvert. I am terrified when I have to go and talk to groups of people. You practice, 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 and practice. And, don't turn down an opportunity because you say, oh, I don't want to do it. No. You never know. So it's just that, but also make sure that you know what you're talking about. Don't start talking about something that you don't really understand yourself. This means, as I say so many times, never stop learning. Make sure that you know what's going on, what people want to know, so that you have your own opinions that you can offer. That way you're not afraid to go out and speak. But it takes practice. In the very, very beginning, my first time that I went into the classroom to teach in Vietnam, I was nervous like crazy. And then I realized, hey, I know what I'm talking about. And it got easier after that. So does that help a little bit?
Aisha, did you get it?
Yes, I can hear it.
Okay.
Great. Thank you, Aisha, and thank you, Mr. Hazlett. Next is Mohammed Moeen Designing Wala. Mohammed, please introduce yourself and ask your question.
Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Moin Khan Designing Wala. I'm a 13-year-old student from Mardan, currently studying at Rehan School and Academy. So, sir, my question is that what challenges and difficulties do you face in your life journey?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite get what.
My question was that what challenges and difficulties do you faced?
I honestly I don't quite know what you're asking there.
So can you hear me, Kirk? Am I audible to you?
Yes,
I'm sorry. I'm having a difficulty understanding what you're saying.
My question was, sir, that can you tell us that what challenges and difficulties do you faced in your life journey?
Ask one more time. I'm sorry. I have some other thing. What?
Should I repeat the question for you?
He's interested in learning about the difficulties you have in your life journey.
Difficult. The difficulty, particularly, is finding what I really, really, really love doing and making it that mine. I've tried a lot of different kinds of things. And one thing is just to talk specifically about public relations. when I worked as a public relations professional, I enjoyed working with the government, but it wasn't that exciting. So I thought maybe I would move to technology. We had technology companies in Massachusetts developing computers and things like that. This is the 1980s. I discovered when I got there that I really do not care about technology. Then I moved over to a nonprofit organization, a service organization. I was home. That became my focus was nonprofit healthcare and that. But I also tried working in a public relations agency because I thought, oh well, they really know what public relations is. Did not like it. I went back to the nonprofit area, to the services, and it's happy. So it's a matter of finding where you feel like you can make the most positive contributions.
Absolutely, Mr. Hazlett. I think problems is something we all face in our life, but it's the attitude, how we face those difficulties and challenges.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Muin. I think it was Muin. Thank you, Muin, for your question. Ibrahim Omar Gaming Wala, please introduce yourself and ask a quick question.
Okay, so hello. So my name is Mohammed Ibrahim Umar Gaming Wala. I'm 9 years old. I study in Rehan School Online Academy and also go to a physical school, pristine private school. And I'm from Pakistan, Islamabad, but currently living in UAE. So my question was, sir, what's one skill in PR you think students often overlook?
I think ask it one more time, please, Emma.
What's one skill in PR you think students often overlook?
Writing clearly and concisely. Right. And that's an excellent question. And what I see sometimes is teaching, and this is I teach or have taught both undergraduate and graduate level courses, so I've seen both levels, is students think, oh, well, if I just put words on the paper, that's all Kirk wants. No. Tell your story. Tell it clearly, tell it concisely, and move on. But it's constant practice. You have to keep working on that skill. Does that help a little bit?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ibrahim. Next is Sabah Freelancing Wife. Sabah, please introduce yourself and ask question.
Okay, so yeah, hey, my name is Sabah Freelancing Wali. I'm a student at Rehan School Online Academy and also in foundation level first batch class. I'm 11 years old, living in Islamabad, Pakistan. So my question was that what is inspire you to do the work you are doing today?
Well, the work that I'm doing today is obviously in the education field, but what I'm doing is sharing experience from my professional, working as a public relations professional, sharing that the insights, the experiences, the lessons learned with people who think they want to go into the field. And it's a wonderful feeling when you see someone go, oh, that's what that is. I want to do that. But sometimes you will say, no, I don't think I really want to do that. I'll tell a quick story here. Is I took a group of students one time to a meeting of public relations professionals, and the presidents of 3 public relations agencies were the speakers. And they were talking about what they expected of their employees. And when we're leaving, one of the students who had gone with me, she came over, she says, I need to talk. I go, what do you want? She says, I don't think I want to do this public relations thing anymore. I said, okay, what do you want to do? And she said, and this is the story. She said her major was communication, public relations. Her minor, her secondary study was social work. She said, I want to do social work. And I said, then change your major and do social work. Now it's about close to 15 years later, she is the happiest, most successful senior person at a major hospital in Boston, Massachusetts, doing social work. But that's just it. Find what you love doing and make it yours.
Wow, what a great statement, Mr. Hazlett. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you
Do
very
we have
much.
some more time, Mr. Hazlett?
I probably about maybe 10 minutes, and I have another appointment I have to go to.
10 minutes. That would be great. We'll try as quick as possible. Hareem, freelancing Ali. Please introduce yourself and ask your question.
Okay, so my name is Harim Freelancing Wali. I'm 13 years old from Karachi, Pakistan, a student at Rehan School on Academy. I'm also in foundation level first batch class. So my question is to you that what the most important lesson you have learned in your career?
That's an excellent question, Harry. The most important lesson I have learned is tell the truth. And I know that sounds so basic, but the one thing that helps you to move forward in your personal and professional life is confidence, people believing what you are saying, because sometimes you need them to do something immediately. You don't want them to say, well, I need to go back and think about this and maybe I'll be back to you. And no. So it's just that be honest, be straightforward, and then you don't have to worry about cleaning up later on. And I know that sounds, you say, well, that doesn't speak to the skills that I need. No, it doesn't. But that's particularly in public relations, honesty. Someone said, honesty is the best policy. If you tell the truth, you don't have to go back and say, oh, excuse me, we did, So does that help you a little bit?
Yeah, I got this. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
So don't be afraid to lose. Be honest.
Absolutely.
Okay, and next is Manahil AI Wali. Manahil, please introduce yourself and ask a quick question.
Okay, sure. My name is Manahil Wali. I am 16 years old, living in Faisalabad, Pakistan. I am student of second batch foundation level at Rehan School Online Academy in evening shift. So my question is, what are the most important thing you have learned from your journey?
I think the first thing, that's a very, very good question as well. One thing is this, it's going to sound sort of weird to say that it's okay to make mistakes. No one is perfect. And you will be recognized, others will recognize that, yes, you tried. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Second, and you'll hear me say this 8,000 times, never stop learning. Always try, do your best to stay ahead of what's going on in your particular area. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Never stop learning. And do what you love doing. If you don't love doing it, don't do it.
Wonderful, Mr. Hazlett. Wonderful. Summer IT Wala, please introduce yourself and ask a quick question.
My name is Marison Artiwala. I live in Srigoda. My age is 10 years old. I am foundation level second batch student at Transcolon Academy. And it is my short introduction. And my question is, describe the main purpose of Rehan School and explain how it is helping to promote education in Pakistan. What do you think such initiatives are important in today's world?
Okay, Summer, regarding Rehan School, I'll answer you after this session, okay? because I am the person representing Rehan School here. So about Rehan School, I'll answer you, okay? So let Mr. Hazlett answer about PR and communication. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think we are moving towards our end, Mr. Hazlett. So at the end, I would like to ask one question from you. That we have developed so many ways of communication, like we are evolving ever so slightly. So still we are, experiencing and seeing wars and, people are not communicating with each other the way they should. So why we are seeing these wars still?
Because
I can't hear you, please.
Apologies. Summer, please mute your mic. Thank you.
Because, I think there's not an easy answer, but it's an excellent question. Unfortunately, we're all humans. And you have people who are doing, not everyone thinks the same as how we think. We say, okay, this is the right thing, this is what we should do, but there's always going to be someone who says, no, I want to do this way. There's nothing, you can't change that, and you can't just march in and say, I told you, you must do this. No. The world grows by cooperating, by listening, by understanding, and then working together. What I loved, when I was in Hawaii, I was the communication director for the Blood Bank of Hawaii, and I developed our slogan, together we can save lives. And what that told everyone in the community was, yeah, this isn't just his responsibility or her responsibility. It's all of us together. But you're always going to have, to use the term, outriders, the people who they are convinced that what they are doing is the right thing to do, and they don't care if it's legal, ethical, moral, or anything. They're going to do it anyway. So I won't go too far down that road because it could get me in trouble. But you're going to, it's reality. The world is made up of real people, and people are not perfect.
Absolutely, a wonderful answer. As expected, thank you so much for your time, your precious time and pearls of wisdom you have shared with us here in the session, and you answered all our participants' questions so humbly and kindly and generously. I can't thank you enough for that.
Well, thank you everyone for being here today. It was a genuine pleasure, and please don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions. I'm happy to share thoughts and ideas with you at any time, but it has been an absolute pleasure this morning. Thank you all.
Believe me, Mr. Hazlett, pleasure is all ours. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for being here in the session, and thank you everyone who have been watching us on our YouTube channel's live streaming. I hope it will be a great session for you. I'm going to see you in the next session with the next guest. Till then, keep doing amazing things. Bye-bye from now.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, Mr. Hazlett.
Bye.